Hi everyone, welcome back to Diamond Paints with me, Mike, and today we are going to be... Oh, apologies about that. We're going to be doing a bit of stage 1 still, unfortunately, because I haven't had the time to look for the... kit up the packets and stuff for this section. So we're going to do as much as we can over here. We'll branch our way across and then we'll work on the rest when I can be bothered to kit them up. So I'm just going to let this motorbike go past and then we'll crack on. So, good gods, got a long engine there. So what's been happening? Well, I don't know where to start really, because it's been quite a stressful week really. As you know, I went away to Butlins on the 7th to the 10th, and what a complete mistake that was. Yeah, so there I go off to Butlins, and it was the trip that was supposed to be me and my dad's. So what happens? Hannah and Jack turn up, because I knew about that previously, but I knew at the back of my mind that Jack and Hannah, my dad would want Hannah all the time. Now, I'm not someone who likes to be put at the back of the queue all the time, and it was... Day 1 was absolutely awful. She's been quite offish with me for the last sort of 2 weeks or so, and I've been trying to get to the bottom of why this was, and I couldn't understand what her problem was. She kept saying that she was tired, but I think there's more to it, and I don't know why she's so offish with me. So they get there about... we travelled down on the train, and we went to Victoria Station because we have to go to London, then Victoria, and then get off at Victoria onto the the London Victoria line to Bognor Regis. Well, it was saying on the screen you need to seek advice because there was a problem on the train and someone sadly got hit by a train. So we wasn't sure if we had to change at Horsham, because Horsham is where the train divides. Normally you get half of the train go up to Portsmouth, the other half goes up to Bognor Regis. So there we go, we get on the train and we go up to Bognor Regis, and I can't remember if we dropped our bags off first, but I was so happy because we actually got a hotel this time rather than a crappy apartment, and it was in the newest hotel that they built, which was Wave, and everything was good. And we went for... what did we go for? I think we dropped our bags off, and oh my god, like, I had this almighty chicken. There's a restaurant there called The Deck, and if you pay £69 you can go back for unlimited buffets, but that's on top of the £400 that you pay for the holiday accommodation. And yeah, this was a beast, but I was very disappointed. So I go to my table, looking at the food, it didn't look hot anyway, and I go to my table and it felt so stone cold. It was like literally cold. I actually felt like saying, could you reheat it, because it didn't seem like it was very warm. The chicken tasted sort of like all watery, and it really put me off eating in there, and I really fancied a burger. Well, because my dad has to do what he wants, he wouldn't let me have the burger and said that if I had to have it, I would have to take it back to the accommodation. Well, of course, he's got this fussy thing over the key card thing. He won't let me have the key card to the hotel room. He claims that there's no reason that I would need it. Don't forget that if I needed the toilet, I can't go. There's toilets in Skyline, but I much prefer using your own sort of toilet. If I needed a drink, it would have to be on his terms. And then we went to Barbossa, which was like it was like some sort of like drink pub place, and we had a couple of pints, and within minutes he's straight on the phone to my sister, you know, trying to figure out where they are. And they said about Crawley. So then he tells me that we've got to wait outside where the main entrance to Butlins is. And so I could see where the day was going, and we waited for them. And the minute they turn up, it's over. Hannah like fly around cow shit, to put it frank. And he don't want to know you. Now, I thought I'd ride it out, see how it goes. So, yeah, the evening was an absolute sham because everything was like what he wanted to do, what she wanted to do, and I just felt like I wasn't part of the group. So I spoke to my mum about it, and apparently when she went, she had exactly the same thing. So he basically wanted Hannah all the time, and the way I felt was like, I don't want to be here anymore, because like I just felt like detached from the group. Well, what annoyed me was when they got out the train, out the car, straight away, Jack ignored me. And he said to my dad, hello, father-in-law. And my sister said, are you feeling all right? Because he never ever says that. So anyway, I accidentally dropped Hannah's suitcase. So she's come out with... she came out with saying, oh, be careful, don't break it. And I was like, it's literally slipped. Like, do you want my help or do you not, you know? And I just thought, oh my God, she's in a foul mood, you know, let's just forget it. And I ignored them. So she obviously didn't like that. And, you know, if someone's got the grumps, I tend to just leave them alone. You know, I let them simmer and let them speak when they want to speak, you know. So then towards the evening, it wasn't very nice because all he wanted to do was talk and dance with Hannah, and yeah, I just was not in the mood. I didn't like the fact that he called him father-in-law because there's no legal status for that status yet. He's not technically father-in-law. So yeah, that absolute night was a sham, and it's about to get a lot worse. So halfway through, he's trying to include me, and I thought, I'm not playing this game. You know, you're talking to me 1 minute, and then the minute they go off, you know, perhaps to dinner, because I think we stayed in the room, and then he was, you know, talking, laughing. But the minute Hannah's with him, switches is complete, you know. Oh my God, I've got gas today. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I was looking for the X, but I can't find it. And he was switching. And I thought, yeah, so basically there's a game going on here, because you're okay when you're on, you know, I'm on your own with you, but the minute Hannah's there, oh, we don't want to know you. And my mum said he did the exact same to her, and in the end she just stayed in the hotel. Well, back then she wouldn't know how to get home on her own, whereas I've been to London multiple times. I'm very new to the Victoria Line route, but you know, you have to, you know, try and sort it out yourself. And I always took like a backup emergency sort of like ticket just in case. I didn't pay for it. I had a money set aside just in case, because I always have like money set aside in case like I'm not going to enjoy it and I come home. So anyway, he's ignoring me, and all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but they came out of the room. This was a bit before, and I think Jack said something, and he said, what's the problem? You know, we talk all the time, so why are you not talking now? And obviously, since his brain injury, he gets angry a lot more quicker. And I just ignored him, and all of a sudden, out of the blue from nowhere, he comes out the hotel room and starts being really, really like abusive and stuff. And he was calling me the C word, and yeah, I weren't having that, you know, and I ignored them for the rest of the journey. So of course my dad's had a few drinks and he's starting to back them, and all of a sudden I could feel like Jack, like literally chasing after me, and he's like breathing heavily, and I'm thinking, what on earth is going on? So I don't know what rattled his cage, but he tried to hit me, and of course my dad's got in the way, being the, you know, making himself look an idiot really, because he's acting in front of Jack, and he steps in front of where Jack is. And I thought, you really honestly think I'm gonna hit him? I'm not, that's not in my nature. So he obviously thought that I was going to retaliate, which I'm not that type of person, so I didn't you know, do that. But obviously, whether he was trying to protect me or trying to protect him, I really don't know. After we got back to the hotel, he said I was trying to sort of diffuse the situation, but I just don't know why he went to do that. I don't get it, because I wasn't talking to him since leaving the suitcase. So I don't understand what rattled his cage, but yeah. So anyway, in centre stage, I felt, you know, my dad had like really, really too much to drink, and he was swearing and hollering, and it was not nice. And I just had to sit there, you know, just watch the show, try and get my mind off this, and just carry on watching the show. And he reckons I'm the blame for it. Everything's me, me, me. He never takes blame for his own actions. And he said I was the blame of it. And so all of a sudden Jack falls on the floor, because obviously I wouldn't say he's disabled, but he's got, obviously he can't walk without his crutch stick thing. So he obviously had too much to drink, and all of a sudden he's fell on the floor, and I'm thinking, what the hell's going on now? So we think he had too much to drink, because my dad was, at that time, I put whatever, you know, his hissy fit was behind me, and I just tried to help. And what happened was, at that time, he's sitting on the bench, and he's sitting on this seat. This woman behind helps pick him up. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, here we go. We're going to have this all the way home. We'll have to, you know, try and help him home and stuff. So we help him up, and he is drunk like a rat. He is swaying to sides and swaying all over the place. And my dad had to help him to go to the toilet, because obviously my sister can't go in the men's toilets. So all of a sudden, before that, he tried to buy me a drink, and I thought, no, I'm going to refuse your drink. He put the drink on the side, and I pushed it back, and I thought to myself, no, you know, you've called me a bad name. I want an apology. It don't work over a drink. So anyway, he's gone. We've got one of the bouncers to open up one of the doors that is not used for public service, because obviously we couldn't, I don't know what the reason was, but all I could see my sister doing was asking security to open up this door. I think it was so it could get him out there easier than go right the way round the long entrance. So security opened the door for them, and my dad's helping him. Jack starts to cry, and I thought, I'm not going to say anything. You know, I was thinking to myself, I don't know about this, you know, whether it's an act or what. And I know that sounds proper like mean, but I say it. What my brain thinks is what I'm going to say. So if I think that it's an act, I'm going to say it's an act, you know. And anyway, so we get out of centre stage. We walk towards the Skyline Pavilion, and he's swaying still, and he's nearly pushed my dad over, and still swaying and swaying. And then all of a sudden we get out of Skyline through the door, and wallop, they both, I don't know what happened, but as Jack moved outside the door, he's gone flat smack on the floor. My dad's gone over him, and it's about to get a lot worse. So what happens is they both lie on the floor unconscious, and my sister's gone into panic mode. She can't get them to wake up, and I froze. I didn't know what to do. I literally just froze, and I was more concerned at that point over the brain injury that Jack had. And I didn't rush to his aid because security was there. My sister was there, and then one of the guys that came out like one of the other guests, they went to get a bouncer to try and get the medical team, because they do have medical teams on the resort. And yeah, so after that, we managed to get Jack up again, and as much as I didn't want to, security asked me to pick him up, and so being the decent person that I am, I helped pick him up. Because at that point I was angry, you know, I wasn't happy with what I was called. You know, there's no need to be name calling. If you're angry, yes, but don't call me what you did, you know, because that don't sit with me very well, and it takes me ages to come over that and forgive you again. So what happened is that they got Jack up into a wheelchair, they bring the medical team over, and then security was called because they needed to help Jack and Hannah back to the flat or the apartment. And so what happens then is that my mum, oh my God, my sister is screaming and going, wake up, oh please don't, you know, because she thought at that time he was dead, and he weren't dead, he was unconscious. And I thought, nah, this can't be serious, this is not, it's an act, it's got to be an act. Because when I started I took a photo because I wanted to show him afterwards whether he remembered that he fell over. And when you look at the arm position, Jack's arm's position is covered round his shoulder, like in the recovery position. And Paul's done exactly the same. I personally believe, and I know this is going to sound very like mean, but I personally believe he was not waking up because he wanted to wait for Jack to wake up and then he would speak. I think that is what my observation was. And then all of a sudden he wakes up, and I'm standing there and I'm thinking, there's just nothing there for me to rush to his aid. There really is nothing there. You know, I just don't want to help this person. And yes, I know that's going to sound very awful, but when you've had years and years and years of him being nasty, and you know, he don't bother with you and stuff like that, you just don't really want. There was just nothing, and I think that's why a lot of people say that I should be an undertaker, because I just don't feel emotion. And I know, again, that sounds really bad, but I just don't. You know, with me, you live, you die. That's just the circle of life. You know, I'm not someone who gets upset unless, of course, it's an animal or, you know, someone very close to you. But yeah, so anyway, he's woke up with a massive cut on his face where Jack's brought him down because he's so overweight, and he's basically pulled him down because he's a big stocky sort of person. So anyway, I had to go back to the medical team, which is basically the office for resort safety, because you have security everywhere on the resort, and they were checking him over, and the medical person asked me to fill out a form, so I did. And then what happened is that they discharged him and just said, look, run me through like what the signs to look out for, you know. And they said they're here till 4 a.m. if you need any help and stuff. And afterwards, I knew straight at that point I need to check that you remember things. So I was going, because obviously I couldn't go back to the hotel and be with, like, we had to split. So one's taking care of Jack, one's taking care of me. I was taking care of Paul at that point. My sister's taking care of Jack. So yeah, so anyway, we walked home back to the hotel, and I'm asking him questions. I said, what's your date of birth? What day is it? You know, sort of the same thing. I'm putting them in, hang on a minute. Sort of the same thing of what, you know, the ambulance would do, I suppose. And yeah, so then he goes back and he goes, my head's banging. And I said, well, why didn't you tell them this then, you know? And he goes, because they would have sent me to hospital. And I'm thinking, I know at that point he's obviously don't want to waste his money, because obviously he's on holiday, and Oh my God, like, so they go back to the room, they're laughing and mucking about, and at that point, I'm just not happy. I just want to go to bed. So, of course, he's got the key card. I'm not allowed to have the key card to go back to the hotel. And I had to wait till he was finished. So, yeah. So then we go into the next day, and I could sense a negative vibe. He's still, like, very drunk and, you know, not speaking as such. And then what happens was, I think me and him went for breakfast. No, we all went to breakfast, and for whatever reason, my sister ain't talking to me again. I've been blocked. Whenever she has a problem, it's, you know, whenever she's angry, it's like you've got to walk on eggshells around her, because you do something wrong, bam, you're blocked, you know? And none of my other family do that. You know, me and my brother fight all the time, but he don't block you. You know, I'm just sick and tired of being blocked for no apparent reason, you know? And so the next day I could sense a negative vibe, and I don't like to show emotions, so I try to hold it back as much as possible. So I thought, right, we'll go back to the accommodation afterwards, and I'll start packing my bag. So I start packing my bag. I waited for them to come out, waited for Paul to go wherever he wanted to go, and once again, surprise, surprise, he wanted Hannah. So I walked down to Bognor Station. At this point, I'm very, very wound up, and I just want to go home. And yeah, about half an hour later, he must have realised that I was not at the camp. And so he texted me going, would you mind telling me what you're doing? And I said, well, I'm going home. You clearly don't want me here, and you're being very nasty to me. So why should I be here? And he goes, well, come back, we'll have a talk. So I come back, I give him the benefit of the doubt, and we go into Bar Rossa again, and we have another drink, and he's still being nasty, you know, bringing my mum into it, and, you know, saying that everything she said was a lie, and it wasn't. You know, I could see for myself, the reason why I didn't want to go in the first place, but the reason why I went was because I wanted to observe it for myself, and everything that he did matched what my mum had to go through when she went. And she was very left alone she was like always on her own and stuff, and she had to sit she stayed in the room while he went to wherever he went, the show or whatever it was. And I thought, right, well, I'll give you the benefit of doubt. So they go swimming, and then he's all like talking away, and because he's had loads and loads and loads to drink, he's still being nasty. And I thought, do you know what, I've had enough of this. And so we go back to, oh my God, sorry. And so we go back to, I think we're going on to this stage now, to the apartment again and get ready for dinner. And I walked into the deck, and there was just nothing I fancied. It was really, really not very nice food at all. And I went back there, and yeah, I just sat there with nothing. And he goes, so you're not going to eat anything, you're just going to waste my money. And I thought, well, number one, there's nothing in here that I like, and number two, I can't go and get Burger King and go back to the Wave Hotel because you don't want to, you've got the key card and you're not going to finish until you're finished. So I could, you know, even if I did get Burger King, I wouldn't be able to get back into the apartment. And so he just sat there eating stuff, and then he had ice cream, then he had something else, and I'm thinking to myself, I've got to get this train. It's 3 hours to get home. I've got to get this train. So we finish up, I get my bag. I did, because when I went back, I depacked it, and I repacked it back up, and I was done. That was it. It was the last straw for me, you know. And I just had enough. And throughout the whole time, my brother's making sure that I'm okay. Showed me how to get, because obviously I can get to London, but it's just that crossing between, I don't like tube trains, I hate them. I feel very, very sort of uneasy with them. I think it's just because there's so many people and stuff, and it's just getting from London Victoria to the Circle line, because you have to go to Victoria Station and then the Circle line up to Liverpool Street. I just need that, because it's Liverpool. There's two trains that go on that route. It's Circle Line or Hammersmith and City. And I just didn't want to get on the wrong one. And all of a sudden, couldn't get hold of my brother. The battery's gone. So I think I just made it onto Harwich International, which goes past on my way home to the stop I need to get off at. And he phoned me about Romford and apologised that his phone was out of battery. And it was so hard. Like, I was so upset. I was wound up because they both contributed. It wasn't just him. It was mainly him doing it. But it was I think what upset me as well was being called the C word, which I just don't understand why I was called that. And then obviously the way I was being treated from my dad. You know, I know drink can make you say things that you don't mean, but the principle is that the way he was just like sort of all over Hannah, like fly around cow shit. You know, he didn't want to know me when she was there, but the minute they go swimming, oh, should we go and play pool? Like, you don't treat people like that. And I was like, no, I'm done. And he didn't even have the decency to let me know. He didn't even text me and go, did you get home okay? You know, and you call yourself a parent? Like, really? I mean, he was obviously probably wound up because he paid for the ticket and, you know, the train fare and the accommodation and stuff. But the thing is, I'm not going to be used. You know, you're basically using me just because, you know, you wanted someone there. Because originally this was our trip. And then all of a sudden, Hannah and Jack decide to go, and I could see what was happening. I was being gradually phased out of the trip, you know, and that was it. I was done. I was gone. You know, I was on the train on my way home to the co-op, get me pizza, job done. And if it wasn't for my brother, because he was proper fuming, like he was not happy with the way I was treated, and he said, I knew this would happen. Because apparently he phoned the shop, spoke to my mum, and he was telling my mum that he knew it would happen. It sounds like him, my mum, and me have all had the same treatment. So yeah, I now know for sure that I think I got home. I left about 6, and I think I got in because I stayed over at my mum's at that time because my mind wasn't in the right frame of mind. Is that the saying they say? And I just stayed at my mum's, got a pizza, and tried to phase it out my memory. I had a few beers that I bring home because I bought a crate. We always tend to take our own beer because obviously it's very expensive. Like, if time you want to drink, it's £5 a time, you know. And yeah, so had a drink, watched some EastEnders, gave my mum the last one, and that was that. But I now know within my heart that I would never, ever, ever go ever again when there's just a group, you know. I don't feel, and he was like proper being nasty about my mum. He was going like, oh, your mum's made you like this just because of what she said when she was here. And I'm thinking, no, it's not. I can see for myself what you're doing. You know, you don't have to, you can't keep blaming and poking the stick poking the stick at someone. I can see it for myself. And what was happening with me, I could picture what was happening with my mum. For my mum to say it and then I go through it, that just goes to tell you something, you know? So, yeah, never, never, never would I ever do that again. And now all of a sudden he's not talking to me. My family is very strange, you know. One minute they talk, the next minute they don't. This one blocks this one, that one don't talk to that one, and it's like, I can't be dealing with all this, you know. I'm not just gonna. My sister's the worst, if anything, because she will, if something upsets her, bam, you're blocked, you know. And she's been like that. I don't know what it is, but she's always been like it. Whenever we've been, throughout the whole of my adult life, she's always been like that. She's always had a problem with me having her number, and so none of the other family do that. It's, you know, I guarantee a couple of months I'll get another text from Paul going, do you want to go again? And it's like, because apparently what happened was, oh no, oh my god, I don't know how long I've been putting that Z down, but apparently it's supposed to be P, so let's just leave that, because I don't know how I think I've put Z there, but I can't be asked to look back over that now. What was I saying? Yeah, apparently my mum, he was like, your mum's not coming anymore, because apparently when she was there, he was really swearing at her, and she had to call resort safety to try to get another apartment so that she was safe. And the security guard was like, I don't like the way he's shouting at you. I can hear it from outside. And so apparently he said, I don't want you going back in that room with him. So yeah. So it just goes to show that what my mum was saying was actually true. And yeah, I just was. It's when I'm upset, it bugs me for quite some time. It's like when I have a mood. If I'm in a bad mood, as I've spoke about previously, it can take me quite a long time, and I don't know why it does this, but I could be in a mood for 2 hours, perhaps 4 hours, 6 hours, 4 days. I don't know why. It lingers for some reason, and eventually I do get over it, but I would never ever, hand on heart, go ever again if Hannah and Jack were there. I'm sorry, but, and I don't blame them, it's not their fault, but it's more my dad's fault, because I think it's disgusting that it was our trip, and then all of a sudden you invite more people on. I think that was just not right. You know, and the fact that he booked it on and not asked me first. If you're going on holiday with someone, you need to have the say of the other person as well, right? But yeah, that was me. Done. Never again. So he wants to go, then he goes with me and him, but never again. Because when I went on the trip in April, he's a complete different person. He's laughing, he's having a great time, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. But when he's with more people, no, don't work like that. He's all anti-Mike, all anti-Sharon, so, because my mum's called Sharon. But yeah, so I had an awful experience this trip. So I came home a day early, and yeah, I sort of wanted to stay there and enjoy it, because I felt to myself like, why should I let them ruin the rest of the last few days of my holiday, But I had to do what was right for me at that time. So came home early, and yeah. So yeah, that was that, and I now know not to go with them ever again. So now we're back to no one's talking to everyone at the moment. It's just very, very weird, if you ask me, but I'm not the type of person that has sleepless nights over it. You don't want to talk to me, fine, clear off. It's it's as simple as that. I can't be talk 1 minute, the next minute don't talk. I can't be dealing with that. It's just, because I guarantee you he will text me in perhaps a few months' time, because I was supposed to be going on the 17th, which was the holiday break, and he's basically got no one to go with him, because I've spoke about it previously, so we won't go and divulge that again, because I've already talked about it in a different whip and chat, and Linda will tell me off if I speak about it again. She normally tells me off if I speak about the boiler. So yeah. But yeah, I'm waiting for that text to go, oh, do you want to come? And I'll be like, no thank you. So, and what was really interesting is I said, can I see a proof of the booking confirmation, because I wanted to see whether they were booked onto the same room. And he reckoned, and I said, what are we in, a hotel apartment? He reckons they don't send you that until nearer the time. And online, that is not correct. You get a booking confirmation as soon, it's like with everywhere. If you went to the Travelodge, you would get a confirmation of what room you're staying in, what day, you know, check-in and check-out times, like an airport or if you're going away. So, you know, I don't believe all that nonsense, but yeah, so he can go on his own for all I care. But yeah, it was very, very an awful experience. So I was quite happy in a way, because what was quite interesting is the minute I got on the train, I was like almost happy again. I think at that point I knew that I was going home, and perhaps, you know, don't need to be, I didn't want to be around people that didn't want me there, you know. That's what it felt like, whether they wanted me there or didn't, but I just didn't feel like I was part of the group, and I just thought, you know what, I want to go home. But anyway, let's put that story to bed now, because we're back with diamond painting. I'm sorry if it sounded like a negative, but you know, with what whip and chats are like, some days are good, some days are like a bit bad or grumpy, and you know, I'm always a boring old fart, as you know. I'm not really, but you know, you have good days, you have bad days, you know. But let's move on. So I have been really, really busy doing unboxing videos, because I can exclusively reveal we have got the return of Craft Buddy. Oh yeah, yes, Craft Buddy are back, not this week but next week, because tomorrow, guess what you've got, guys? You've got another PR package from Temu. Yes, that's right. So we've got another PR package, and this one is a bloody good package. I am really, really super excited, and it's sitting next to me right here, and I could show you, but I can't, because that's what the video is for, right? So yeah, tomorrow is quite a good one. We've got a few newish sort of things, so really, really excited for that. And then the week, I've actually been kitting that one up, actually, funny enough. And the week after that, we are going to be doing Craft Buddy, so you'll see the Craft Buddy one after that. And then what happens is the week after that, I think we're going back to the range. Or is it Temu? It might be another Temu, actually, because with Temu, there's always ones coming in. So, but yeah, it's I've really missed doing some painting. So I was like, I've got to do some today. I've got to do some. So I did have a question come through from Tiger Lily Bex, and you mentioned, am I still on Facebook? I did speak about this early, I think it was December, and I did say that due to I've got a lot of lines that I manage. So, for example, I've got the craft channel, the Diamond Paints with Mike channel, World of Mike channel, ASMR with Mike, shopping hauls with Mike, product review with Mike, and they all have different email lines, you know, all different Facebook messengers. And because I used to do Instagram, and I would post my updates on there, and then I came out with like the Facebook group, which was Diamond Paints with Mike, and it was just getting very, very overwhelming, managing separate lines. So what I did was I came off Facebook, and I'm purely I don't do Messenger anymore, I don't do Facebook anymore, apart from my own personal page and my Facebook page. So I am on a few groups as well, just like for sharing my projects and progresses and stuff. And yeah, something had to give, and it's like WhatsApp. I used to have WhatsApp as well, and that had to go. And I am strongly thinking about ditching the Instagram, because I set this page up and I don't really use it. So what is the point in having it? So in answer to your question, I'm not on Facebook anymore, but I am still on the group and my personal page. So yeah, I don't do Messenger anymore. There are a few people that I still, you know, keep on Messenger, because obviously for like helping out and stuff, if they need me to help out with a few things, because I always like help people if they're stuck on things like, how do I do this and how do I do that? So yeah, people that a few people, but I've really sort of shrunk it down, because I can't do every single line. It's just becoming more and more work. So I mean, never say never. I may bring it back in the future, but it's not really something. It's very hard, as any creator will tell you. It's very hard trying to reply to everyone, getting message after message after message, you know, from lots and lots of different people. And while I try to get back to everyone, I just can't do a reply to everyone. So I really want to sort of like, another reason for closing it was because obviously I had comments coming in on YouTube, and I had comments coming in, like messages coming in on Messenger. I want to try and keep it all in one place. So you've got Messenger abolished, and then you can have every comment going to YouTube. It's much easier having it on one platform than it is going through half a dozen different platforms. It's like TikTok. I was recently had to stop TikTok messages because I was getting too many messages coming in. So yeah, it's very, very hard work really. So it is what it is on that one. But yeah, I was just getting far too many messages and I can't cope with it, to be honest. It's quite overwhelming, and I much prefer using YouTube. So and that way, you know, if someone else, like perhaps I don't know the answer to, perhaps someone says, right, how do I do this, and I don't know the answer, someone else can read that comment and then go, right, that's how you answer it, and then they can reply. So it's actually much easier. So yes, I have come off Facebook. I know that sounds a bit contradicting because I'm on the Facebook group. I'm not as active in my Facebook group as I was, because I keep forgetting, because I've got the Facebook group, which is on a different Facebook, and my personal page, and I'm more active on my personal page than I am the Facebook group, and I really must get round to doing that. I think what I had to do as well was, like, I had to sort of like cut down on the amount of groups that I was in as well, because you just get bombarded with all these notifications from all these groups, and it's just too much. So, you know, every 5 minutes, another post, another post, another post, and it's like, I can't cope with it. So I have to try and cut down on the amount of apps and things that I'm on, because it's just, you know, it's very confusing, very draining at times. Now, please don't get me wrong. You can issue a comment on my video and I will get back to it. I'll always, the thing is with YouTube, yeah, is if you leave me a comment, it's like Roxanne, she left me a comment 4 days ago and I've only just got to it. So please don't feel that I'm ignoring you. I will get to it, and you'll know that I've read your comment because I always like it and I always love heart it. If I don't reply straight away, that's because I need to go back to it later because I'm busy with something, but I'll always go back to it later and then reply. So I never ever ignore people unless, of course, you know, I haven't got to that message yet, or, you know, and yeah, so I just feel like it keeps it all in one place. You know, I can get round to everyone rather than go through WhatsApp, Messenger, Instagram. You know, it's much more easier. So yeah, sorry about that, Tiger Lily, but I mean, as I said, never say never. I may come back to it, but Facebook takes up a lot of my time as well. You know, I browse on it like most hours of the day, you know, so it's quite draining. But since TikTok come along, I'm always on TikTok, so I'm always watching videos on there. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. And as there's a new thing I want to introduce. Diamond, oh my god, not Diamond. Lazy Retired Granny has introduced a thing where she, hang on a minute, I've just left the whole of my cup of tea here, so I need to drink it before it goes stone cold. Wow, I've just downed it. Oh, what's it called? Lazy Retired Granny has introduced this thing, and what you can do is she does her whip and chats, and then she'll like read out emails, like, so emails of any emails that she, like, if someone sends her, right, this is a progress video, no, sorry, let's start this again. So Lazy Retired Granny has an email, and what you can do is you can send in a picture of your progress, because she loves to see your progress on things. And then what she does is every so often she'll read them out and show people on her YouTube channel of the progress. And I've actually thought about doing that. So what I've done is, by the way, my diamond, I did upgrade, did update my diamond painting email, because Gmail is crap. When you get a lot of like, I get a lot of emails saying like, oh, I've ordered this and I've ordered that. Oh, you won a Curry's washing machine and stuff like that. And when you look at the bottom of the email, it's always got flour mold. And sometimes they try it on with Amazon Prime. Oh, your Amazon Prime subscription. You look at the bottom, oh, flour mold. And you report it as phishing, and Gmail don't do nothing about it. They just keep allowing them to send it, yet they're supposed to like thwart the attacker, or whatever it's supposed to be called. And they don't do nothing. With Outlook, it seems to be a little bit more better, because they actually disappear and they actually take action on it. So they actually like get rid of these bot accounts and they get rid of these scammers, you know. So yeah, so my email has changed, but what I'm thinking of doing is actually doing that. So if you say like you're working on a progress, email your progress photo over to me and I'll show it on the channel. So yeah, all I ask is that it's diamond paint related, because the other day I got an email saying, I think it was something like, I'm doing a GoFundMe page, I need some milk, and I was like, oh come on, like, people abuse that line, because what's really annoying for me is that email line is there for people of the diamond painting community who need help, who want to share their progress, perhaps want to send me a gift. And then you get all these bot accounts that think it's okay to go around spamming everyone, you know. So what I'm saying is, you know, if you want to do that, I really would like to do that, perhaps once a week, like read out an email from another creator and go, right, this is this lady, for example, her name's Emily and she's working on this painting, you know. But all I ask is that it's diamond painting related. If it's nothing to do with diamond painting, I will not respond to it, and it does get reported as with phishing. So you know, like spam or whatever it's called. So I don't respond to anything that is non-diamond painting related. So yeah, but yeah, that's something else I want to do. So starting from today, if you have got any progress, you want to show it on the channel, email it over to me. My email's in the description of the videos, and we'll get that on the channel and show people what you're working on. That'd be lovely. So I really like that idea, Linda. So I think that's a fantastic idea. And you never know, we might get one from Linda. Because I think the latest one she showed was when I got a box of American sweets, and I did send you the link for that, because she did, not the current one, but there is a video on my other channel, and it's World of Mike the Parkwork Wrangler, and on there, if you type in, I think it's American Candy Co. or something American, there is an American sweets unboxing on there. So I did send that over to Linda because she wanted to watch it. But have you actually watched that yet? Let me know what you think of the sweets. Because I think there was honey buns. I don't mind honey buns, but they have to have the icing on. I can't have ones without the icing. Oh, God. So, oh, man. And Linda, you are going to love what I've been working on today, but that's not going to be shown until the end of June, so you've got a long wait. I finished my first completion for June today, guys. It's so cool. So, very, very exciting for that. We've got rain constantly, so I've not missed that. Rishi Sunak was actually on the news today, and he's actually been saying that apparently he's actually recognised that people are not happy with the Conservatives, and he's been saying like, yes, we've not got things right, and you know, but it could be too late. If Labour wins, you know, they'll be in. So we seem to have had two prime ministers like that, because Liz Truss was near enough the same, and now, you know, Rishi Sunak seems to be the same thing as well. don't seem to be running very right lately with the Conservative Party, so we'll just have to wait and see who wins the election. But I dare say it'd be Conservatives again. So I've never seen the country in such a state. I really, really haven't. And I'm not saying that, you know, it's his fault, because many prime ministers have contributed to that. So, you know, I don't think it's run right since, oh my God, since what? I mean, Boris was good. Yes, he made mistakes, you know, but he got us out of Brexit. So he was a good Prime Minister, and I would love to see him back in 10 Downing Street. He really, really was good at what he did. But I would say next to that would be David Cameron. But he's already in the government, isn't he? He does a different role. So, and then that lady that she's the shadow, who's that lady on the Labour side? She's trying to get the Chancellor's role. I can't remember what her name is. But she's trying to get the Chancellor's role on that. So I'd like to see a Labour government, just to see how it would be different from the Conservatives. But I love my politics. I love watching anything to do with the government and stuff. I like to know what's going on in the world, you know. It's always nice watching the budgets, isn't it? Like the April budgets that they do. So yes, we're going to be wrapping this video up soon. I'm sorry it was a little bit negative to start off with, but as I say, you do get some days where it's a bit miserable, some days are really happy and chirpy, you know. It's just how each whip and chat go. So yes, but you know, Butlins we had to talk about because it gives us something to talk about on the thing. But hello, we've got a helicopter flying over here. I'd love to do a helicopter painting, funny enough, but yeah, that would be very nice. So yes. So what's coming up tomorrow? The sun will come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang on till tomorrow. Come what may. Can someone please make me a CD of me singing? I would love them if they did that. You know, someone sings my voice. Someone makes a CD and then like just randomly sends it to me. That would be like, oh man, I would love that. They used to have a singing studio at Butlins, and what you could do was you go in there and then you know, you sing a song and they burn it onto a disc for you. You can do that here. You know, you sing a song and you burn it onto a disc. Tesco's over here sell blank discs. And then what you would do is burn the burning means like transferring it from your computer to, you know, the CD and stuff. And all you do is transfer it onto there and you got yourself a CD. But lots of my friends say I should do the voice, but you won't catch me on there. I don't have the guts to like standing like into a massive audience, because I get quite claustrophobic when there's a lot of people around, you know. I feel like very uneasy and stuff. So for me, I don't think I could ever sing in front of a massive audience, you know. I don't have the courage. I'm like the lion in the Wizard of Oz, you know. Lost his courage. But how are we doing for time? 55. Time goes back so slowly. La 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 la. Ooh. The sun will come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang on till tomorrow. Come what may. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you tomorrow. There's always a day away. How have we got on to singing The Sun Will Come Out? It's probably because I said tomorrow, but let's do a weather forecast here, please. Please be advised that there may be rain all week. Alexa, if you please. Alexa, what's the weather forecast today, please, love?
Right now in Braintree, it's 13 degrees Celsius with cloudy
rain.
skies. Tonight's forecast is clouds, with a low of 6 degrees.
Is that it? Alexa, what's the weather forecast all week, please, love?
In Braintree, it's 15 degrees Celsius with cloudy skies. Tonight, you can expect clouds, with a low of 6 degrees.
See, she's not listening. I said all week. Oh, forget that one. But I really love it when Lazy Retired Granny goes, welcome painting on my, is it time I'm painting lovers or something? And then she goes, the time is 1566 in Salem, Oregon, with sunny spells, and I love it. And for the first time ever, I'm not even joking, I was looking, I think it was like the last video I did, she has so changed. Like in the photo of her thumbnail, she's got like a photo with glasses on. And oh my god, like the other day she brought up her tablet, and I think it was the video when she was like showing us a little cottage, and you saw her in the reflection of the tablet, and I was like, oh, you've so changed. Like you don't even look the same woman. So Linda, you have an achievement, you have a compliment there. I couldn't believe it. Because have you got white hair still? Because I saw it in the reflection of your thing. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. So yes, you have a compliment there, lovey. I've done another line and I really shouldn't. Oh man. Anyway, let's wrap this up now. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and always tap that ding dong bell, and you can become a ding dong and be notified of any uploads on the channel. It's really exciting this week because I'm going to give you one more exclusive. Yes, tomorrow you've got a PR package from Samu, and then coming up Thursday is Premiere Whip and Chat. Coming up on Friday, we have our first sealing session. Woohoo! Yes, I can't believe it. I don't think I've ever actually done a sealing session on camera before, so I'm very excited about that. And I can't wait to get splashing all over the glue with the sealing, because I have got more sealant now, after bloody weeks and weeks of trying to remember to order it. I finally got it. Let's turn that off, and that's what it's looking like. So we'll see this again on Thursday. This will be your Whip and Chat premiere on Thursday. Thank you for watching. Take care. We'll see you next time.